and welcome to Chandler in Focus. I am Vice Mayor Kevin Harke, and today I've got some of our outstanding volunteers from our community that we recently recognized at our Chandler Top Volunteer Breakfast. So with us today, we have Mario David Giron and Larry Sebben, and welcome to Chandler in Focus.
Thank you.
Every year, the city of Chandler hosts a volunteer recognition event where we honor volunteers with some unique and special awards rather than just hours. Although you guys have some impressive hours, it's other categories that brought you to this table and to be recognized this year. And as two of our volunteer winners, Mario was the winner of our Youth Award, and Larry is the winner of our People's Choice Award. And we're going to have chances to talk a little bit more about both of those. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank you for your service, for the contributions you make to the community. And today, you're going to be able to inspire others that will do similar things. Volunteerism comes in many forms, as we know, and in many locations. And we have people that volunteer at libraries and police departments and fire departments, and in nonprofits, in the Center of the Arts, in schools, in hospitals, in churches. So really, there's no limit to what volunteerism can mean. And we recognize that in Chandler, it's really the soul of our community that so many of our people work to give back and an expression of gratitude for their own lives. So we're going to have a chance to hear about your story. Mario, you won the Youth Award. Talk to us about yourself. Introduce yourself.
Well, as y'all know, I'm Mario, and I go to Chandler. I'm a sophomore, and a little bit more about myself is that I was born in Mexico, but I was like raised here in Chandler, so it's kind of like this is like my home away from home. So I really like being here in Chandler, and it's a great opportunity.
And when did you move to Chandler?
I moved to Chandler like when I don't really recall. I believe I was like a year or two, so that's why I say I've grew up here basically.
So you didn't have a vote in that one. The parents just said, we're going to Chandler. And so we're glad you're here too. And how did you get started volunteering?
Well, I started when I was about in 8th grade because I used to be in the Si Se Puede robotics program. And then Si Se Puede has mentors that mentor the other kids. So I used to be a student, and then I kind of just grew fond of it, and it was a great opportunity, and I was like, why not just do it? So, because it's kind of, robotics is kind of something that I really enjoy doing, so it came in good.
So tell us about the Si Se Puede robotics program and how you got involved, and what are some of the things that you do with them?
Well, Si Se Puede robotics program teaches kids about like first Lego League, which is FLL, and they get to build like tiny robots made out of like Legos and everything. Then they also provide a Sea Perch, which is underwater robotics, which is quite amazing. And also they now have 2 high school teams, Degrees of Freedom and Binary Bots. And currently I'm in Binary Bots and then also mentoring the other kids. So it's quite a cool opportunity being taught something like on Saturdays, but also getting the opportunity to teach others. And I kind of got involved when I was in 8th grade. I had a math competition, and then Si Se Puede was sponsoring it. So once I headed over there, I competed. I really liked it. And then the own founder, CEO, Alberto Esparza, asked me, do you want to join? And I was like, I'll give it a look. And I just grew fond of it. And that's when I kind of just started growing into it and then mentoring.
So tell us how you got into mentoring from, certainly I understand the attraction of the robotics program, but what led you to start mentoring and helping others in the program?
Well, I don't know, it's just kind of like, I like seeing the kids smile, having the same opportunity I have, because like my parents always tell me, I never had this opportunity, you should take it. So it's kind of like, I want to give back to them, kind of like give them the opportunity. Maybe I didn't have like, what can I fix from like the mentors I had? What did they miss that I can improve on so they can have a better future? Because nowadays, as Alberto keeps telling me, si se puede, anything's possible to do, and I really like it. I really like the motto, and I kind of just want to give it back to the community.
That's great. So tell us exactly what you do as a volunteer with the program there.
Well, as a volunteer, I show up in the morning, and then we set up all the tables at Hartford Elementary School. We set up the tables. Then CGCC students um, teach kids about like let's say they're math, so they go a bit more into advanced math for their age level. But after 12, it's kind of like our job now. That's when we start teaching them about the different robotics. So whenever the kids are like building the FLL robots,
And tell us what FLL means.
FLL is First Lego League,
Okay.
which is the competition that they compete in for the Lego robotics. So they build tiny robots made out of Legos. And us, the mentors, we kind of just there to guide them. It's all their ideas, their creativity. We're just there to tell them, okay, but why did you do this? Why did you do that? Like, how can you make it better? Like, trying to improve upon what they have, not just okay, we just do something together.
And tell us about some of the positive experiences that you've had in volunteering with them.
Well, one of the main things I really like is when I used to do it, we got to state level competition, which I thought it was pretty fun. And then also when a friend of mine, Fernando Zavala, he's also a great volunteer there. But me and him, we're always together. And then his sister's team made it to state, which was another cool thing, having like our team go to state. Now we had the opportunity to take their team to state, which I thought it was pretty cool, especially having those around me, just having fun and enjoying what we do and then helping others.
And tell me how many hours that you've actually put into this. You were involved in the STEM camp program at Shumway, right?
Yes. I have about over 1,000 hours, and the Shumway camp, it was migrant students. So they come from low-lying poverty places. So it's kind of like, I thought it was pretty cool giving them the opportunity. It's like, yeah, there's robotics, and it's completely free if you want to join. So I thought it was pretty cool seeing their faces too. It's just, for them, it was just mind-blowing. Like their smiles would like almost reach their eyes, just being mind-blown by everything.
That's fantastic. And I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up in engineering. Is that where you think you want to go?
Yes.
That's fantastic. What kind of engineering?
I'm either looking into the electrical engineering because I like how it kind of like all connects, just here and there. This works because of this logic, and then the mechanical more because of the building and just designing. So
Well, that's fantastic. Two of my boys are engineers, so it's you just seem the same cut of cloth. I could see what gets you excited about math and other things that I think you would do well.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, let's talk about you. Congratulations on winning the People's Choice Award. This is an award given to the person that receives the most votes, and they can receive votes from phone calls, from emails, from other forms of social media that are calling in. And you received over 3,000 online votes. That's a lot of votes.
It's staggering to me too.
So tell us how you did it. What's the secret sauce behind getting so many votes or so many people behind you? Were you clicking all night long yourself, or did you have a machine of people behind you?
I had a machine of people. I'm on the board of directors where I live, and that's 1,149 homes that went out. An e-blast went out to. I'm also the head of a water rescue recovery team. We travel around the country, and that association, along with the boaters, the drivers, the mechanics, were voting for me, plus friends and relatives. And I had no idea there was that many, but I figured I had a lot of votes. So that's what I did. I went out to the people, my friends.
That's a lot of votes. So tell us more about yourself. Where do you live in Chandler, and how long have you been here? What do you like about Chandler?
Oh my God, what do I like about Chandler? It's just phenomenal. There's so much to do, and it's just a great city. I live in Chandler. I've been here since 2003, moved here from California, land of cars and accidents. And I just get involved. I've been involved here. I've worked at the Chandler Municipal Airport. I've ran Firebird Raceway as the operations manager. And I worked for the Diamondbacks for almost 6 years in the customer relations department. So lots of opportunities for the retired or non-retired.
So tell us about your volunteering experience at the Chandler Center of the Arts. What led you to get involved with that, other than cheap cheap seats at a lot of shows. And what's your role there, and what do you like about it?
Well, your role is basically I'm either taking tickets, working as an usher down the aisles, uh, or anything that they require me to do. I got involved almost 8 years ago by attending a show and filling out a card, and I got a call, and I've loved it ever since. So that's what I do. But that's what I do over there. Is I love working the door, taking tickets. I can joke with the kids and families. And little thing I like to do is with the kids, they'll come in. They're either holding an animal or something, and I'll say, "Whoa, you can't come in. Got a ticket." And the kids will look at you with their big eyes, and so it's a lot of fun. You get to do a lot of neat things. I love it there.
So how long have you been volunteering? It seems like after you retired where things kind of kicked off. So how many years have you been a full-time volunteer, so to say?
If you count my drag boat racing, 38 years.
Wow.
I that's it's great. I love it. When you retire, the one thing you learn is stay busy, and people like to hire or give us a chance to do volunteer type work because we're trustworthy and reliable. I guess is the word.
That's a lot of years of volunteering. So that is awesome. You mentioned underwater stuff. I'm a recent scuba certified guy.
Oh, you are.
Did that last year and have been starting to get into that more and did some diving in Indonesia and other places. So beautiful underseas, certainly a totally different world. So tell us about some of your other, you mentioned briefly that whether it was at the raceway or with the Diamondbacks, what are some of the most memorable experiences you've had? Just share one maybe.
Most memorable season of things I had at Firebird Raceway, start with that one, is just it was 550 acres of pure delight, racing 7 days a week, and meeting the people. I mean, that was a great thing there. The airport was my second job, and again, it's great people at the airport, anywhere from influential for just everyday type people, and again, meeting people. Working at the ballpark, best job I ever had. Again, we handled the wheelchairs, we handled any kind of problem in the ballpark, and just dealing with people again, which was in the customer relations department there. And it was just a lot of fun. So I'm just that kind of guy. I don't know how to say no sometimes. So it gets me in trouble time-wise sometimes.
You seem like a people person.
I'm a people person.
So what motivates you to volunteer rather than, you could be a people person on a golf course, as you found, you can be a people person anywhere. So why do you like to volunteer?
People, meeting people, talking with people, and people, you treat them right, they treat you back. I mean, it's just great. I mean, sorry, sir, that ticket's for next week. Oh no, yeah, just kidding you. You can really have fun with people, and that's really what it's all about. Everything I've done is because I just like dealing with people, but I'm a back of the camera kind of guy. Yeah, I don't like to. When I run my rescue team, any kind of accident or something, I have somebody designated to go talk to the news people because I don't like to do that stuff. So I just talking with people, kind of like you, Kevin. You're a people person.
I am. I think Mario is too. Do you see how he lights up when he starts talking about volunteering and seeing smiles on kids? I saw the same thing. So what advice would you give to someone who is interested in volunteering but doesn't know what to do?
Well, first of all, we're always looking for people at the center, and we'll sign you up. You get a short training, and we'll put you to work. It's really not work. You get to, like I said, talk with people, stuff like that. But just contact the center, and doesn't matter. We'd love to get more people his age. We seem, young would really help some of the getting up and down those stairs and getting a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's easy, and it's pretty much so for everywhere. My wife works for the food bank, is a volunteer.
Which one?
The one right here by the school over here.
Chandler Christian Community Center?
Yeah.
By San Marcos?
So she's been working there for a few years. You'll find again when you retire, just stay busy, and volunteer work is just so. It makes you feel good. It really does. And like I say, the problem you'll have is when to say no, because
Well, clearly you're not a good person with advice for that, because I think you're going to be saying yes as long as you can, and if you're a couple steps this side of your deathbed, I think you're still going to be volunteering to do things.
I
So,
think you're right.
well, there's I think a secret of happiness connected with that.
Keep you young. Volunteer work, people, keeps you young.
It keeps you young, and I think to me, it's an expression of gratitude that I am grateful for what I can do and who I have, and the gifts and talents that I have, and it's a great way to help others develop the same and express the same. So to me, it almost becomes spiritual in that sense, and it's just I think living life gratefully, realizing that I am so blessed, whether it's with time or abilities, whether it's robots or a sense of humor and a love of people, that I think we're most fulfilled when we give back with what we're blessed with. And certainly volunteerism is a great part of that. So, well, Mario, I've been talking to Larry for a while. Let's get back to you. What advice would you have for maybe some of your peers to get them involved? It's easy to kind of get lost especially in today's world, in electronics, and whether it's conquering the latest Zelda or something else. But what advice would you give, and how do you hope to help others get involved in volunteerism?
Well, mostly just volunteers are really needed anywhere. It's quite a big thing. So for like my peers kind of thing, it's just leave the phone. It doesn't have to be an addiction. Like you don't have to check Instagram every here and there, Snapchat. No, it's just like why like socialize with other people like that are like distances away when you can like easily make a child smile. Like I don't know, it's just the change in between like texting your friends and having somebody there and knowing that they can trust you and everything is just a lot better. But to like give them advice, just go on Google anything. It's like, where can I volunteer? It's kind of just, they need volunteers, and then Google give you any place.
It's true. So what are some resources that you've taken advantage of, whether it's at Chandler High School or your previous junior high, or even other resources that maybe you saw that didn't appeal to you? But what were some resources there that you saw available to help maybe expand horizons, expand knowledge, make a difference, learn a skill through volunteerism? What would you say? How would you answer that?
Well, also, there's like food banks, which also need a lot of help. I help out at those over breaks, and it's quite a cool opportunity. I thought it was really valuable. Also, like helping out some of the homeless and like just packing the food and everything. But apart from like giving, like knowing what to do, like resources, I really haven't had much, because if I have one, I just stick with it, and it's mostly been Sebben food banks. Helped out at the Boys and Girls Club here and there, but it's just most likely like once you get into it, I feel like you'll stick with it. But there's other opportunities out there, so to like other resources that I would deny, I really don't find anything. I kind of just say yes to anything. Let's give it a try. If I like it, well, yeah, I keep on doing it. If I don't, it's kind of like it's a constant thing. Like I'll grow into it eventually. So.
And you mentioned Alberto Esparzo kind of picked you out of the crowd to get you involved. So is he a role model to you?
Yeah, he really is. He started the foundation in 1994, I believe. He grew from nothing, and then he said that there was a point where he was just poor and everything, but now he's like CEO of Si Se Puede. It's quite big. They're spreading into Colorado and all that. And just knowing, he also knowing that he can help out the community, giving back, it's kind of like a role model for me. Like, he always pushes me, not just like, it's like, yeah, because I push the kids, but there's times where I kind of like let the kids get in front of me. I put the kids in front of me, so I'm kind of just like, oh man, I forgot to do my homework this one time. But Alberto keeps telling me, don't forget to focus on yourself, help the kids, but just, he's a great role model, just knowing, he knows from experience what to do and everything, giving opportunities to everybody.
He's been quite involved in Chandler. I've been a fan of his and Si Se Puede for several decades now. I admire him.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed working with him. So how important would you say it is to get involved in volunteerism before entering a workforce? How do you think volunteering has helped you for maybe the job or the career that you're going to have someday?
Well, now I learned how to like work with people, because back in elementary, I really wasn't a people person. I would be kind of like the shy guy. But now I just know the kids. Like, I know them. Like, I know them by name. I know them by school. Like, it's like what they like to do on their free time and everything. It's kind of just knowing how to be like a people person, kind of like you said, just knowing the others, and like Larry said, just enjoying the people, having fun with them, just no matter what.
Yep.
And also like going into engineering, kind of like, also like there's times where I get creative, but the kids also get creative. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. Like, oh, that's pretty good and cool.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, we are coming close to the end of our program today. So I want to give each of you an opportunity if there's anything else that you would like to share with our viewers. Larry?
If you want to stay busy, if you want to meet people, volunteer at the airports. They're looking for people. Volunteer at the schools, the food banks, the hospitals. They're all great jobs, and they're looking for people, looking for volunteers, young and old. So, like I said, I retired early, but I love volunteering. Like I said, over 30 some years, and it's just the thing to do. It's
Yeah.
It's become
hard
your
to say.
second career. That's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. What would you say, Mario?
Well, yeah, like Larry's been saying, go out there, volunteer, do what you like. And then also maybe like every day you're making a change. We're making a change and making the world a better place. And like maybe it's not a big step, but it's baby steps. We're not to the potential where we could just take a big step, but one step at a time, I believe we'll get there sooner or later. So by volunteering, I think it'd be a great help, everybody out there, giving about maybe 2 hours a week, maybe even 3, because for some people it is quite hard with the schedule. So.
Mhm. Well, it might seem like a little step, but it's a big step to whoever you're helping. I think that's kind of the key. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with both of you today, and I appreciate both of you and the energy that you bring to our community and the difference that you continue to make. So we will be having another volunteer recognition next year. We're going to start accepting nominations. Maybe you guys will nominate someone else for the seats that you're currently sitting in. So if you would like to be part of that, or if you know a great volunteer and would like to be part of seeing them win an award that they certainly deserve, you can contact Nikki Tapia at 480-782-2214 or by email at nikki.tapia@chandleraz.gov. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. And once again, I'm Kevin Harke, and this is Chandler in Focus.